I shut someone down when they tried to talk to me at the gym, so I'm at Planet Fitness around 9 last night, just trying to get my deadlifts in without any drama. I have my headphones on, doing my usual routine when this guy walks over and starts waving at me. I ignored him at first because I'm clearly busy and wearing headphones, which is like the universal gym sign for leave me alone. But this dude doesn't get the hint. He keeps standing there waiting for me to acknowledge him. Finally, I take one earbud out and give him this look like, what do you want? He starts going on about how he's seen me here before and thinks my form is really good and wants to know if I can spot him on bench press. Now, normally I'd probably just say, sure, whatever. But here's the thing. This is the same guy who's been making comments about girls at the gym for months. I've heard him rating women on their bodies, making gross jokes with his buddies, and last week I literally watched him follow this girl around the gym taking pictures when she wasn't looking. She was doing squats and he was pretending to be on his phone, but I saw exactly what he was doing. So when he asked me to spot him, I looked him dead in the eye and said, nah, I'm good. He seemed confused and was like, come on, man. It'll just take 5 minutes. I put my earbud back in and turned away from him, but he tapped my shoulder again. That's when I lost it. I pulled both earbuds out and said, look, dude, I've seen how you act around women here, and I'm not interested in being friends with someone who thinks it's okay to creep on girls just trying to work out. His face went bright red, and he started stuttering about how he doesn't know what I'm talking about, and I must have him confused with someone else. I said, no confusion. You're the guy who was taking pictures of that girl in yoga pants last Tuesday and making comments about her butt to your friend. You think nobody notices, but we all see it. The whole weight section got quiet and people were starting to stare. He looked around frantically and was like, that never happened. You're crazy. So I pulled out my phone and showed him the video I took of him doing exactly that. I started recording after I noticed the pattern because I was planning to report it to the front desk. His mouth just dropped open when he saw himself on my screen, clearly filming this poor girl who had no idea. He tried to grab my phone, but I pulled it away and said, if you touch me or my phone, I'm calling the cops right now. Then I said loud enough for everyone around us to hear that he's been harassing women at this gym and taking inappropriate photos. By this point, like 10 people were watching, and this girl who was on the treadmill came over because she recognized him as the guy who'd been bothering her. She said, oh my God, that's the creep who followed me to my car last week and asked for my number 3 times after I said no. Then another girl joined in saying he'd been messaging her on Instagram after somehow finding her profile just from seeing her at the gym. It was like once one person spoke up, everyone had a story about this guy. The gym manager came over because of all the commotion, and I showed him the video on my phone. Within 5 minutes, this dude's membership was canceled and he was being escorted out. He kept yelling about how this was all a misunderstanding and that he was going to sue everyone. But the best part was when he was leaving, this older woman who's always at the gym doing her thing on the elliptical called out that she'd seen him in the women's locker room hallway multiple times, pretending to tie his shoes while women walked by. Turns out half the gym had noticed his behavior, but nobody wanted to be the first to say something. After he left, like 5 different women came up to thank me for speaking up. One girl said she'd been thinking about switching gyms because he made her so uncomfortable but didn't want to cause drama. Another said she'd started only coming during busy hours because she was scared to be alone in the gym with him. The gym manager gave me his card and said if I ever see behavior like that again to come find him immediately. He also said they're going to put up signs about their zero tolerance policy for harassment and install more security cameras in the common areas.